Pay attention to the teenage girl sitting at the coffee shop, phone in hand, nervously checking the time. Her name is Brittany Coleman, a 16-year-old high school junior who thinks she is meeting a new friend she connected with on Instagram. Now, look at the man sitting in the corner booth, watching her from behind dark sunglasses. His name is Kevin Trace. He is 34 years old. In exactly 12 minutes, Brittany will leave this coffee shop with him, and her parents will not see her alive again for 3 days. This was not a friendship. It was a predator's carefully planned trap, and she was about to become her own last witness. Welcome to Last Witness. Subscribe as we reveal how digital footprints become the truth no one can erase. The Instagram account appeared in Brittany Coleman's suggested follows on March 3rd. The username was @TravelWithAlex, and the profile showed a 19-year-old college student who posted photos from hiking trips, concerts, and coffee shops around Atlanta. The account had 2,847 followers and looked completely legitimate. When Alex sent Brittany a direct message complimenting a photo she had posted of her artwork, Brittany was flattered. Alex seemed cool, creative, interested in the same music and art that Brittany loved. What Brittany did not know was that every single photo on Alex's account was stolen. The person behind the account was not 19. He was 34-year-old Kevin Trace, and he had been perfecting this technique for 2 years. Their conversation started innocently enough. Music recommendations, funny memes, complaints about school and work. Alex told Brittany he was studying graphic design at Georgia State, which made sense given how much he seemed to know about art. Brittany told Alex about her dreams of becoming an illustrator, about the portfolio she was building for college applications, about how misunderstood she felt by her parents who wanted her to pursue something more practical, like business or medicine. Kevin knew exactly what he was doing. He was building trust, creating a connection, making Brittany feel seen and understood in a way that teenage girls desperately crave. After 2 weeks of daily conversations, Alex suggested they meet up. "There's this amazing coffee shop in Midtown that has open mic nights for artists. You should totally come check it out with me. I think you'd love it." Brittany hesitated. Her parents had strict rules about meeting people from the internet, but Alex did not feel like a stranger anymore. He felt like a friend, someone who got her. She convinced herself it would be fine. It was a public place, daytime, lots of people around. What could possibly go wrong? On March 18th at 2:30 p.m., Brittany told her mother she was going to the library to work on a school project. Instead, she took the bus to the coffee shop in Midtown Atlanta. She had butterflies in her stomach, excited and nervous to finally meet Alex in person. She spotted him immediately when she walked in, sitting in the corner booth, exactly as he had described. Except something was off. He looked older than his photos, much older. Kevin stood up and waved her over with a friendly smile. "Brittany, hey, so glad you made it." His voice was different too, deeper, more mature. Brittany felt a flicker of unease but pushed it down. People always look different in person than in photos, she told herself. It was fine. Everything was fine. They talked for about 10 minutes. Kevin was charming, asking about her art, complimenting her style, making her laugh. But then, he suggested they leave. The open mic thing actually got moved to this other venue across town. "It's way better anyway. I can give you a ride if you want. We can grab food on the way." Every instinct Brittany had screamed at her to say no, but she also did not want to seem rude or paranoid. Alex had been so nice to her. She did not want to offend him by acting suspicious, so she ignored her instincts, the same instincts that had kept humans alive for millennia, and she said yes. Security footage from the coffee shop shows Brittany walking out at 2:43 p.m. with a man nearly twice her age. She is smiling, but if you look closely, you can see the uncertainty in her body language, the slight distance she maintains, the way she keeps glancing at her phone. She climbs into the passenger seat of his gray Honda Accord. The car pulls away. Brittany's mother, Diane Coleman, expected her daughter home by 5 p.m. When 6 came and went with no word, she called Brittany's phone. It went straight to voicemail. She called again. Voicemail. By 7, Diane was frantic. She called Brittany's friends. None of them had seen her. She checked with the library. Brittany had never been there. At 7:34 p.m., Diane called the police. Atlanta Police Detective Marcus Thompson took the missing person report. A 16-year-old girl missing for several hours was serious, but not yet critical. Teenagers ran away. They lost track of time with friends. They got into arguments with parents and stayed out late to make a point. Detective Thompson asked the standard questions. Had Brittany seemed upset? Was she having problems at school? Did she have a boyfriend her parents disapproved of? Then Diane mentioned something that changed everything. She's been spending a lot of time on her phone lately. More than usual. Always smiling at her screen, typing messages. I asked her about it once, and she got defensive, said it was just a friend from school. But I don't think that was true. Detective Thompson asked if he could examine Brittany's Instagram account. Diane provided the login information. Within minutes, Thompson was reading through Brittany's direct messages with, "At travel with Alex." His stomach dropped. This was not a friend from school. This was a predator. And Brittany had left with him hours ago. The investigation moved into overdrive. Thompson contacted Instagram's legal team, demanding all information associated with the bid. At travel with Alex account, IP addresses, device information, location data, everything. He also issued an Amber Alert, and Brittany's face appeared on highway signs and news broadcasts across Georgia. The Instagram data came back within hours. The account had been created using a prepaid phone and accessed through various public Wi-Fi networks, making it nearly impossible to trace. But there was one mistake. 3 days earlier, Kevin had logged in from his home Wi-Fi network. Just once, for less than 5 minutes, but it was enough. The IP address led investigators to an apartment in Decatur, Georgia, registered to Kevin Michael Trace. Detective Thompson ran his name through the system and felt his blood run cold. Kevin Trace had a record. In 2019, he had been arrested for attempting to lure a minor. The case had been dismissed on a technicality when evidence was ruled inadmissible. In 2021, he had been investigated for online solicitation, but never charged due to insufficient evidence. He was a known predator who had somehow slipped through the cracks. A tactical team surrounded Kevin's apartment at 9:47 p.m. They breached the door expecting to find him there. The apartment was empty, but what they found inside was horrifying. Photographs of teenage girls printed and pinned to the walls. At least 30 different girls. All appeared to be between 14 and 17 years old. In the bedroom, they found women's clothing in various sizes, still with tags attached. In the closet, zip ties, duct tape, and a digital camera containing hundreds of photos of young girls in compromising positions, clearly taken without their knowledge or consent. But Brittany was not there, and neither was Kevin Trace. Detective Thompson knew they were in a race against time. Every hour that passed decreased Brittany's chances of survival. He had tech specialists analyze every piece of digital evidence they could find in Kevin's apartment. They discovered something crucial. Kevin had a second phone, a smartphone he used for legitimate purposes. That phone had location services enabled, and it was currently active. The phone was pinging off cell towers in rural Georgia, about 80 miles south of Atlanta. The location was moving, suggesting Kevin was driving. Thompson coordinated with state police to set up roadblocks on major highways. At 11:23 p.m., a state trooper spotted a gray Honda Accord, matching the description from the coffee shop security footage. The trooper initiated a traffic stop. Kevin Trace pulled over without incident. He rolled down his window with a calm smile. "Evening, officer. Was I speeding?" The trooper asked for his license and registration. Kevin provided them. Then the trooper asked the question that changed everything. "Is there anyone else in the vehicle with you, sir?" Kevin hesitated for just a fraction of a second. "No, just me." The trooper had been briefed on the Amber Alert. He knew exactly who Kevin Trace was. "Sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the vehicle." Kevin's expression changed. The friendly facade cracked. He reached for the gear shift, clearly intending to flee. The trooper drew his weapon. "Don't do it. Put your hands where I can see them, now." Kevin complied. He was removed from the vehicle, handcuffed, and placed in the back of the patrol car. The trooper approached the Honda with backup and opened the trunk. Brittany Coleman was inside, bound with duct tape, unconscious but breathing. She had been drugged. Paramedics arrived within minutes and transported her to the nearest hospital. Brittany woke up 14 hours later in a hospital room with her parents at her bedside. She had no memory of what happened after getting into Kevin's car. Toxicology reports revealed she had been given a high dose of GHB, a drug commonly used in sexual assaults. Medical exams confirmed that she had been assaulted while unconscious. Kevin Trace was charged with kidnapping, aggravated child molestation, drug facilitation, and multiple counts of child exploitation. During the search of his vehicle, investigators found his laptop containing chat logs with 23 other teenage girls across 6 states. He had been running multiple fake Instagram accounts simultaneously. grooming dozens of potential victims. Brittany was the first one who had agreed to meet him in person. The trial was swift. The evidence was overwhelming. Kevin was convicted on all counts and sentenced to 45 years in federal prison with no possibility of parole. The judge called him one of the most dangerous predators she had encountered in 20 years on the bench. Brittany's recovery was long and difficult. She struggled with PTSD, trust issues, and profound guilt for ignoring her instincts. But with therapy and the support of her family, she slowly began to heal. 2 years after her ordeal, Brittany became a spokesperson for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, traveling to schools across the country to educate teenagers about online predators. "I thought I was smart," Brittany said in a TED Talk that has been viewed over 4 million times. "I thought I could tell the difference between a real friend and a fake account. But predators are professionals. They've done this hundreds of times. They know exactly what to say, how to gain your trust, how to make you feel special." The red flags were there. The age difference in the photos, the request to meet in person so quickly, the suggestion to leave the public place, but I ignored them because I didn't want to be rude. I want every teenager watching this to know, it's okay to be rude. It's okay to say no. It's okay to trust your gut. Your safety is more important than someone's feelings. Always. Brittany's Instagram messages with Kevin became evidence not just in his trial, but in a broader investigation that led to the arrest of 14 other men running similar schemes. Her courage in testifying, in sharing her story publicly, despite the shame and trauma, saved countless other girls from experiencing what she went through. Kevin Trace remains in federal prison. He has shown no remorse and continues to maintain that his conversations with the teenage girls were just friendships. Psychological evaluations describe him as a textbook predator with narcissistic personality disorder and zero empathy. He will likely die in prison. The coffee shop where Brittany met Kevin now has her photo on the wall, not as a victim, but as a survivor. The staff has been trained to recognize signs of potential predatory behavior and to intervene when they see young people meeting adults who make them uncomfortable. The manager, who reviewed the security footage after Brittany's rescue, said he wished he had noticed something was wrong that day. Now, he makes sure his employees are always watching. Brittany Coleman is now 22 years old. She graduated college with a degree in criminal justice and works with the FBI's Crimes Against Children division. She helps identify online predators and rescue their victims before it's too late. She turned her worst nightmare into her life's purpose. And every time she helps save another child, she honors the girl she was at 16. The girl who survived, the girl who became her own last witness.